Welcome, everybody, to episode 299 of The China Show, The Real China Show. What is the area code for 299?
Greenland.
What a surprise.
What the heck? How weird is that? Because I have put together a whole geopolitical segment as to how China has been trying to take Greenland for over 10 years now. Which we'll do later in the show.
Well, that's kind of timely.
How fortuitous.
Yeah.
How fortuitous.
That's not what this show is about.
No,
that's
that's
just a small segment, yes. Today we're talking about many things happening in China, some crazy things, some funny things, and everything else in between. But it's an important show, so stick around.
I do want to ask the audience a question.
What?
We were thinking about doing Bearduary.
Yes,
right.
That's apparently a thing.
You claimed it wasn't. And
No,
then
I never knew about it.
in Google, I typed in Bearduary and it said, "Did you mean February?"
Yeah.
And then you said, "See, it's not
Yeah.
real." But that's because I forgot the D.
Ah, okay.
When I put the D in, it turns out it is a tradition, international tradition, to celebrate facial hair. Now, I've personally never grown a beard. I'm on day 2 now. So we're going to poll you guys later in the show to see if you guys think we should go through with Bearduary. I guess in March 1st will be the day.
Because then it would have to start now.
Yeah, well, so we'd start now.
Okay.
I'm personally a little curious. I think I'll get very mad.
Yeah.
And be like, "Yeah!"
Probably.
I do want to give you a quick heads up. Today we're talking about a lot of stuff. I wrote in the description kind of a laundry list of some of the things we're talking about today. This is one of our bigger episodes, definitely, of the past couple years. This is a chock full one.
So, shall we get into it?
We shall.
I think we shall. Let's saunter right into it with what's new, where we talk about everything that's new, specifically with regards to China. What's that?
I can't read it.
Oh, you can't read it?
It's
Okay.
very funny.
Okay, all right, good. Anyway, so what is new? We got a couple of funny things for you. This is going around.
Is this funny?
It's pretty funny if you ask me. Okay, people have been going around in China's high-speed rails with these CO2 monitors. Okay, now these things are important, by the way. If you ever feel like you're drowsy or something's weird when you're sitting in your office or in your room, it's good to check it out. You can buy these things cheap.
Especially in these cold months of winter where you're not opening windows and stuff.
Yeah. And you might find out that you're actually just, carbon dioxiding yourself into a slumber.
Into the longest slumber.
This longest slumber.
You do get you get a couple warning signs, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. But they're taking these things into the high-speed rail to see how bad it is. And it's bad. Look. Now it's going into the yellow, over 1,000. Now it's 2,158. That's why everyone's passed out and sleeping, by the way. It's 'cause,
yeah, you think Chinese people can sleep? We always said it's a racial bonus. They can sleep everywhere, right? No, it's just because they're not breathing air, dude.
Yeah, because you're breathing everyone's carbon dioxide in there. Yeah.
Plants would be loving it in there.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. 2,207. So, yeah, you've got a little chart.
Yeah, well, the guy on the right, he had posted a comment in response to all those, and he said, "You guys are a joke. Like, you think that's that? You think that's high?"
Yeah.
And then he posted 3,000.
Yeah.
So if you look at this, if you're down at 350, it's healthy general outdoor air. So it's pretty much everywhere you go in the world that's going to be outside.
Yeah.
We did a expose on a shill once.
Yes.
Who flew from, what was he? He was from the Netherlands.
Yes, he was.
He flew to China.
To Dali.
It was very, very clearly like a propaganda post.
Sure.
And he flew, probably got flown out by some government tourist.
Oh, he did, yeah.
And in order to prove that China's air is not polluted, he flew to a mountain town in southern Yunnan.
Yes.
Or in northern Yunnan.
Where there's no factories and there's no cities.
No. And but he didn't use a pollution meter. He used a CO2 meter.
Yes.
Everywhere in the whole world, outside air has the same CO2.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so funny.
You dumb butt. Anyway, acceptable level is 450. So that's if you're indoors.
Yeah.
700, you're going to feel air polluted. You're going to feel stuffy.
Yes.
You know when the air feels stuffy?
Yeah.
Kind of like right now. We're dealing with a huge cold snap and a big storm coming. So we don't have a whole lot of airflow these days.
No.
1,000, you start to feel sleepy. So you start nodding off. 2,500, this is where it's just bad for you. It's really bad for you. It can cause brain problems.
Yeah.
And then 5,000, do not leave this environment. Don't
stay in this environment. You must leave.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if you're trying to.
Sometimes I found, like, if I've been driving in winter in a car and you've switched it, you close all the windows and all that, start to feel drowsy and you pop the window open a bit, you wake you up. That's often because you're just breathing your own CO2.
Anyway, say don't live.
Yes, exactly. Let's.
What about haze runner? Do you think?
What?
That's AQI though. The haze runner's not CO2.
Oh yeah, you mean this?
You'll follow me, okay?
The air quality's not good where he is.
No, not at all. Anyway, let's get on to this.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
Let's watch. This dude's doing a public singing performance.
Yeah.
And he's squirting people with like a squirt gun.
Yeah.
And he keeps squirting this what do you call it? Bronze hair man?
Yes.
He's a bit bronze. You a fan of that kind of dyed hair?
I think it looks silly.
Yeah. Well, the guy's getting kind of mad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you stop it. He's checking.
Yeah.
This is for the listeners. That's why I'm speaking.
Sure.
So the guy's like, whatever. I guess it's not him. He goes away, but he's skeptical.
No, look, he's hiding.
Yeah. He got him. He got him.
All right, so he's like, okay, you can shoot me
I'm
back.
gonna shoot you. There's a switch on the gun. You can actually see the singing guy. He flips a switch on the gun and then gets back at him. That's pretty funny.
I'd say so. This is luggage coming from China, I believe, unclaimed.
Yeah.
I wonder why. That's not very nice.
Look, imagine traveling internationally with that. How did that get past TSA? Well, because it's packed luggage, right?
Yeah,
luggage.
and it's checked luggage, and also you forget that TSA only exists in America.
Yeah, but this isn't flying into China. This is flying internationally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a Chinese passenger.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like TSA is only in America. Some countries, they do very bad security checks.
Yeah, I thought it's relatively international to have high security now, though.
It depends.
There's like a certain standard.
Because I've traveled a lot to like third world countries. And I come from a third world country, and depends on which airport you fly out, just how strict they are. One thing I'll say is India is the strictest I've ever seen. It's insane. You have to go through multiple checkpoints in India, and they check you again and again. You know, it's really insane.
If you are listening, give me some ASMR. What you'd be seeing are a bunch of organs from an animal, meat and organs in a cooler.
Yes.
Exploded on a conveyor belt at an airport.
Yeah. By the way, guys, Huawei, as we all know, is the CCP government-connected tech brand.
Oh, the one that kidnaps Canadians?
Yeah, the one that kidnaps Canadians. And
they must be really happy that Canada's just cooperated with
Yeah, it's
China.
interesting that, yeah. You know, I actually feel incredibly bad for the two Michaels had to go through that ridiculous
Now they have to watch their country capitulate.
Dude! How would you feel?
That's pretty.
How would you feel?
Dude, betrayed.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, this is Huawei once again, and as we know, it's very patriotic to buy Huawei and then quietly stop using it because it's junk and then buy Apple.
Huawei.
Yeah. But you see this kind of scene posted on social media a lot.
加油 China.
It's like
they play this craps. They made a song. It's like it's Jayo Huawei means let's go Huawei, let's go China, and then you're supposed to salute to the Huawei store.
Now there's been a scandal that's just erupted. Okay, take a look. We've got two smartwatches here. The top one says Huawei. The bottom one says Pingguo, which means Apple. So you got a Huawei smartwatch and Apple smartwatch. They're both on oranges, and they're going to do a heart rate check. Okay, Apple's
very important to be accurate.
Apple's one is like searching, not finding
it's like,
one.
I can't find this. There's no heartbeat.
But the Huawei one says there's a 92 BPM. Look, it's changing. It went from 90 to 92. You know, 94.
And they keep playing the propaganda Huawei song as a joke in the background.
Exactly. So now people are checking their Huawei smartwatches on random fruit. Yeah. So that says 81 BPM on that orange. 82, look, it changes even. This banana's got 90 beats per minute or whatever.
Chinese quality.
I mean, here's the biggest, like, this is what it's showing, is that China will just pretend and completely flub the numbers. And they'll say, we've created the latest 7nm chip, and then, like, make some fake mock-up, and everyone just believes it.
Yeah.
But the actual truth is that these things suck. They're picking up heart rates from a banana. Okay, and if you are an elderly person or someone with a heart condition who's relying on this technology to, you know, keep track of your heart rate, it's just rubbish. It's just fake. You know, it's making numbers up, basically.
You are true.
Anyway, what else do you expect from the land of shortcuts and facades?
That's pretty funny, though.
It is.
Give a thumbs up, guys, to this video if your fruit has a heartbeat. And give a thumbs up and a like if your fruit doesn't have a heartbeat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, do that.
It'll help us out.
Yeah, this is hilarious. I kind of love what this guy's done.
Can you explain it clearly? Because it's kind of hard to understand.
So, you know FPV drones?
Yeah.
okay, people, they put on goggles, they fly these drones, and it's like, it's like you're in the pilot seat, and they have all these races and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Makes you real sick.
Well, it depends if you're, if you're into that motion sickness stuff.
I am very into that.
If that's your bag,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty good. Like, I can play VR and stuff, and I don't get sick.
I can't.
But what this guy's done is he's taken one of those drones and stuck it on a pole behind himself on his own scooter. And he's wearing the goggles so that he
I
can...
would have stuck it on a Hungarian myself.
Okay, fine. And he's riding around as if it's a third-person racing game. I think that's pretty cool. It's stupid, but it's cool.
I mean, it's so weird to watch yourself. You know what I mean? The only thing you can see is yourself, but from a third-person view.
Yes.
It's kind of like a video game, like you said.
Yeah.
Imagine you run around pretending you're in Tomb Raider or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's kind of interesting to see yourself, I've never seen anyone do that.
No. I think it's a very bad idea to ride a scooter.
Oh, I think you shouldn't be doing this in public, obviously.
Yes.
Maybe on a closed course.
Yeah, like in a field.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Like
would
just
be
to mess
sick
around.
in a field.
But like, that's pretty interesting. I'm very curious what it feels like to be seeing yourself.
You know what would be cool is if you had some sort of open world game, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, I don't know, a freaking Breath of the Wild or something.
Yeah.
Right? I don't like that game, but let's it's grand scale, right? Imagine you have something. Give me another game then.
A Skyrim.
That's not that grand.
It's bigger than Breath of the Wild.
Is it?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild
okay.
is like, Zelda,
Skyrim.
dude. You like cook a pot and
Skyrim
break a
is just
sword.
everyone goes for that. Let's make something novel.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, open world,
Yeah,
big.
super open world.
Morrowind.
Death Stranding.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's just
whatever. It doesn't matter.
Thing.
Just pick anyone you want.
You go into a field and you set this up.
Yeah.
And so you have let's say you go into a field of it's like a mile big.
Yeah.
And you could just run around and actually have you cordon it off, obviously.
You know what?
Sick.
Maybe you won't get as motion sick because the reason why you get motion sick is because you're sitting still while everything else is moving. What if
it would work?
It's dumb. It's a dumb idea, but it'll be cool.
Fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Anyway, I think this is pretty innovative. And thumbs up to this guy for trying it out. Now, guys, we showed this to you.
Everyone's arguing about what game to choose for the open world.
Yeah, what would you choose?
Daggerfall apparently is the biggest.
That's before Morrowind. It's also...
Okay,
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption would be fun. But somebody said Barbie horse riding champ.
Yes, that's the one.
That's what we'll stick with.
Okay, we showed this clip a couple of months ago. This is Pao Tsai, this is like their pickled mustard greens. Is that what it is?
Swansai, not Pao Tsai.
Oh, sorry, Swansai, my mistake. This is Swansai, and this is how it's prepared in these big vats. And
if you see a green vegetable that's pickled from China in a package in an Asian supermarket, that's what this is.
Yeah. So this guy is smoking, dripping his ash into it, and then he also blows his nose and spits in it. There you go, spits in it, and there you go, So just to show you that this is the kind of stuff you got to watch out for when you're getting products made in China.
Quality,
especially since you never know. They can say on the label that it's, got vitamins and minerals, but they can fake those.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
You don't get independent audits. No. So when the FDA, for instance, allows a product in from China, they look at the packaging and they study that. And they're like, yeah, this meets our standards. They don't send someone into China to go look at the factory.
I have to devil's advocate before we get into this. I struggled to find Chinese Swansai from China.
Yeah.
I saw Chinese packaging.
Yes.
All from Taiwan and Thailand, weirdly enough.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, but what I did want to say is many countries do receive exports of Swansai.
So anyway, somebody just recently, this is just the other day on the 16th, they actually filmed another one of these companies that makes Swansai, and this is their pickle brining pool. Take a look. This is how they're getting it out. They're using a rusty...
That's like shill broth, dude. Is that a different kind of shill broth?
I guess so. I mean, this is just vile. And, you know those things on the floor, they're just going to sweep back into the pond. You know what I mean?
I like how you called it a pond.
Well, I mean, what else is
it? Makes it so much grosser.
It is. It's horrific. Anyway.
It's me a pond.
Listen, I just got to say that even Chinese people don't trust locally produced Chinese goods.
No.
That's why they pay a lot of money to get imported, whether it's the baby milk powder, the...
Meat.
Yeah, meat, everything. And it's because you can't trust. There will always be shortcuts taken. There's not enough oversight in China. You've got very robust... organizations like the FDA, for instance, in America that, they keep an eye out. And if there is a report, people get sued, the companies get shut down, restaurants get closed.
Yeah.
In China, that's not the case. Bribery just happens.
Yeah.
So, it's very hard to trust things coming from there. Anyway, now this happened the other day. 3 days ago in Lingshan, Qingzhou, Guangxi, China. Black ooze was spotted coming into the river.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a quick look at the black ooze. You can see it's pretty obvious that it's just like raw sewage and other disgusting stuff.
It's vile.
But the interesting part about this is you see those annoying subtitles basically flying across the screen. They're called wild subtitles, and it'll drive you crazy if you live in China, because if you turn on the TV and you're watching a show, if you've got like a Chinese wife or something, they turn that on. Sometimes it's on by default, and it
Not my Chinese wife.
just pollutes the screen. You can't even see what's happening anymore because the whole screen just fills up with like text. It's like read a novel if that's what you want. You know what I mean? Anyway, some of those, what they were saying is things like friendly emission. You know, they're sarcastic, or malicious filming.
I
like
love that one.
That's something that you find a lot in China. It's not that there's the problem; it's the fact that you filmed it. You're the malicious one, not the actual issue.
So Chinese people are. This is always a great wake-up call. They're not all brainwashed.
No.
The people watching this are making a very potent and poignant sarcastic joke.
Especially this part: America is too evil.
Yes.
Because that's
the
always the
government
case.
excuse.
Whenever there's a problem uncovered in China, they always point fingers at America as if somehow America's fault.
And it's great that they're so aware of that.
Yes,
I
it's
love
awesome.
to see it.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyway, that's not what you want in your river, I assure. You know, what is that thing?
This is definitely what you want, I assure.
I would say
Except it's definitely what you don't want.
I would say it's not great.
Oh, you mean it's not?
It's not great.
It's not great. Okay, anyway, let's continue.
Very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not swag.
No, definitely not.
Very bad.
All right. Wow,
I like this. That's
Bollard.
great. Oh, Bollard Report.
Bollard.
Bollard Report today is very, very creepy.
Yeah, so guys, you've seen the thumbnail,
Yes.
and you would have seen this.
Or if we change it later, because sometimes we change it to refresh it, then you wouldn't have seen it.
That's
so
true.
this is irrelevant.
No, this is very relevant.
No,
'cause
the video is relevant.
This is really weird. It really touched a nerve. Can you give us the background of this?
Yeah, so this is called Dreamcore. And what Dreamcore is a video that's supposed to make you feel like you're in a liminal space. You know what liminal space is?
No, it's
like
not
a-
subliminal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like something you definitely 100% were there before. Like people will often use pictures of playgrounds or a cafeteria from your school, stuff like this, where it
Yep.
looks very vaguely familiar and you're like, I've been there.
Yeah.
And they put like creepy music with it. China also has these trends, right? And in this kind of liminal space video, what they made was about 1 million different paper dolls, and they're getting run over by a car, right? And it caught this weird wave of virality on the Chinese internet, which was strange because it's so abstract.
Yes.
But what you can play it out because I have like a slow version of it.
Okay.
What you'll see on the right there is you'll notice that the comments have been turned off.
Yeah, in the initial thing, you can actually see that there's like the 1,772 comments.
Yes, that's just in the beginning.
Yeah, this is like right in the beginning when it was out.
This got spread everywhere. Okay,
Yeah.
this was re-uploaded to Douyin and Jiangshu
Yes.
and all those platforms. And what people were saying before the comments were turned off, you can pause it probably right there.
Yeah.
They started saying comments about bringing awareness to all of the vehicular manslaughters that are
Yes.
happening, which is really domestic terrorism.
It's why we have the Bollard Report in the first place.
Yes.
And guys, sad to say, but there have been more incidents in the past week. I sometimes share them on my Twitter/X feed, sometimes share them, but a lot of the times I don't because they're too vile. But this is a big problem in China. Almost every week we see disgruntled people, and they just lose it and they drive into pedestrians. That's what they do, specifically outside of schools.
Yes.
They like to target children.
Yes.
And it's just their way of letting off steam and getting revenge on society is what it's called. It's a huge problem in China. So this is definitely like tick that box.
Yeah, so people, and the worst thing is that China had recently, you don't need to play, let's just talk, we'll
Okay.
talk over it because people get the idea.
Yeah.
What it looks like. Recently, China put out a report that China in 2025, didn't have any major traffic fatalities or accidents.
Yes, remember we showed you that.
Yeah.
And it's blows your mind because they had so many of these harsh revenge against society attacks where tens of people died. In one, like 76 people died.
Yeah.
And you had
one
attack because he went around a sports stadium and all the like aunties and uncles that were doing their evening exercise, and he just kept running them over and over.
Yeah, so you know how like America has like school shootings, or whatever.
Yeah.
China has run over people on the side of the road.
Mass vehicular homicides.
And school stabbings.
Yeah.
But this got so out of control, and I would say 2025 was the worst year for big incidents, especially, right? People driving through night markets, people driving through schools, people driving
in
through
Beijing, Shanghai, big areas
sidewalks.
too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big ones, big popular areas, Zhuhai, right? So it was crazy that they said this. So it was almost a reaction to put out an art piece that is like, hey, this is a response to bring awareness to how crazy this problem actually is in our country.
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to talk about it. It's completely silenced. And it's crazy to be in a situation where in China, you can know that something really horrible happened right there. And you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
If you send a message about it, it gets wiped.
Yep.
If you post about it, it gets wiped. Police come to your house. Why are you spreading malicious rumors? In fact, there's a law that actually says you can't incite some sort of conversation online that would turn into unrest, right?
Yes.
It would inspire people to have unrest. So that was the first part of this. The second part that this elicited...
Spreading rumors and picking quarrels.
That's right. Spreading rumors and picking quarrels, specifically online.
Yes. That's actually a law. And
Yeah.
that could apply to anything.
Yes.
If you say, I don't like my neighbor's cat, they can arrest you and say, you're spreading rumors and picking quarrels.
Yes.
And they can indefinitely hold you in jail for as long as they want.
Yes. Yeah, in holding jail. It's 5 years is the punishment. Up to 5 years. Anyway, the second piece of... the second conversation that this started... with people was, this is what it feels like to be a recently graduated university student.
Yes.
Because the unemployment rate is so bad that their university students that have master's degrees are lining up to get jobs at a tea shop.
Yeah.
A boba tea shop.
Exactly.
To make a couple $100 a month maximum.
Yeah.
You don't come out of college with a master's degree working fast food, basically. And by the way, that's if you're lucky. They're rejecting people because they want better candidates.
It's crazy.
That's how hard it is to get a job in China right now.
It's horrible. Incredibly overeducated.
Yes.
And underemployed.
Yeah, so that's where the second conversation started, is that people were using this as a vehicle, no pun intended, to talk about the horrible state of society right now in China. And then the third one was actually just a conglomeration of a bunch of ideas. But the one that the government really freaked out about was people said, oh, this reminds me of Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, they didn't use those exact words,
No,
but they were saying
8964
tanks.
and
Yeah, and tanks, rolling over us type thing. And that was just like, that's it.
This art piece weirdly got super viral. It was a TLDR, super viral across multiple platforms. Running over paper dolls, and inspired 3 conversations of the most forbidden nature in China, which is very fascinating.
It really is, yeah. Very, very interesting.
There's this weird clip at the end. I was trying to figure out this part.
Oh, where they're being fried. I think that's another one of those social commentary things, because you've heard the thing about leeks being cut. And, well, we'll look into it. But either way, this clip, I don't know what to think of this particular clip.
This is awesome.
I mean, is it? Like, it can be awesome.
So
what's going on
in
here?
the bike lane, in the e-bike lane, you can see a little yellow jacket.
Yeah, there's a kid, and he's somehow being motivated along. You're like, how?
You're like, how's he doing it? Bro is strapped into rollerblades and holding on to his dog.
Yeah,
how freaking cool is that?
So,
that's awesome.
It looks like horse riding.
Yeah, but it's cool. That dog's having a great time. You can tell he's getting his exercise. Yeah. A lot of dogs in China, they just get cooped up.
Yeah. From that point of view, it's fine as long as he doesn't start like trying to take him cross country or something.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to get to school.
Yeah, just trying to get to school. Probably one of the most dangerous things you could do.
I think it's sweet,
but it's interesting. That's very innovative.
It is.
Yeah,
that's smart. You know what? It's not. You're not wasting electricity, and you're not wasting gas.
Bollard. Sure,
that's green.
That's true. And about Bollard Report. Okay, a lot of people, they want to know what we get up to behind the scenes here, so we thought we'd give you a very brief.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have probably wondered what we're like off camera, because right now we're on camera, right? A little candid shot of us off camera.
Yeah, so let's take a quick look at this, shall we? He guards in Quang-Ti Temple. Interesting. Never tried to justify murder and robbery by high-sounding ideology.
You're reading secret diaries from Red China?
Yeah.
Good book from S.T. Tung.
Yeah, I know, right? I love reading books.
Oh, chips.
Yeah, I think everybody loves eating chips.
What's this?
I don't know.
69420 Main Ave, Y, Arizona. Dude, that's your address.
What's my address doing in a bucket of chips?
This is not good.
Huh, there's something inside this book. Someone's left something in here. I wonder
What's
what it could be. 5551
Bro, that's my phone number.
What is your phone number doing inside of a book?
And why are we showing everyone?
I have no idea. This is the problem with today. These rotten folks sell your information to bad people who use your exposed personal information for scams, stalking, harassment, and other illegal activities. And that's why we use Incogni.
You sign up, you give Incogni permission, and they automatically go after these companies for you. I checked my dashboard after a few days when I signed up, and the data's gone, right?
Yeah.
It tells you the highest risk companies, the ones that are really using your data for bad things. But to watch them vanish and to watch them dwindle, it's very therapeutic, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have to deal with this all the time.
Absolutely.
CCP trolls trying to find us, it's horrible.
Even if you have nothing to do with the CCP, though, your information is out there. And employers, landlords, random strangers, all kinds of dastardly people could find out your information. They can do lots of bad things with it.
100%.
And that's how scammers get scary good at this. We've had phishing emails actually very recently that know a lot about us. Recently, you had that situation where they were actually trying to sell like a laser disc players to you.
Yep.
And that's something you do on your tech channel that's completely divorced from everything.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a phishing email as well.
Let's say you still see your information online somewhere. Incogni now has a custom removal on the Unlimited and Family Unlimited plan. If your info shows up on a people search site or a random website, you can just point at it like, yeah, that one, and the real privacy agent removes it for you.
That's really cool. One unremoved profile is all it takes. Scams, identity theft, strangers knowing where you live. You see data breaches in the news literally like every week. It's like a data breach speed run at this point. So if you'd like to be less publicly available, check out Incogni. Your information shouldn't be DLC for the bad guys.
Go to incogni.com/ADV podcast and use code ADV podcast for 60% off. Incogni helps wipe yourself from the internet. They can't harm you if they can't find you. Click the link below and claim your 60% off and get your personal data off the market. Yeah, so that was a little bit of an insight into what we get up to.
Absolutely. Why are we so little?
I just made us little for a second. I want to see what's next. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll make us bigger again.
By the way, definitely check out Incogni. This is a genuine endorsement. We both use it.
Yeah.
We've used it for a while now, and I like the fact that it'll alert you and be like, hey, we found more records that you need to deal with, and you can go in there and manually do it. Yeah, but you can just leave it there too. It'll automatically do it.
Dude, it's very important. I mean, you never know. Like we have a real use case for it because we've got the CCP, the trolls and all those weird foreigners who really hate our guts. They're constantly trying to mess with us, trying to look up our address, mess with our family. So it actually works. It does remove, you get all these horrible like websites that you can search people where they live and their car license plate and stuff. It actually gets rid of all of that, and it's effective. And you never know. What if you cut someone off on the highway or something and they get road rage, they get your number plate, they try to look you up.
It's useful for everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
go to incogni.com/ADV podcast.
Yeah,
ADV podcast. Use the code ADV podcast. Get 60% off. Super recommend. And by the way, it helps us a lot too. Yeah. Because obviously we're working with Incogni for this ad, so it would super support us and it would support yourself.
Yeah. I can actually recommend it as a very useful service. All right, let's get on to Beyond the Great Firewall. We've got an interesting one. Is this the one I think it is? Is this the very good one?
Was.
Oh, okay, wait. So first we got something hilarious in a minute.
Yes.
This is funny too, though.
It's actually kind of bad.
It's bad.
It's kind of bad. Yeah. We did some serious analysis here, and this might be useful for you guys.
Oh, yes. Remember, we talked about this kill line nonsense.
We did.
Last week.
And the reason I'm bringing it back up, if you missed last week, just to catch you up real quick, China made up fetch. They made fetch happen.
Yeah.
They tried to come up with this they used this gamer term called kill line.
Well, who actually came up with this is a guy who came to study in America. He didn't manage to learn English very well. He failed twice to get into college. He came for what do you call it, community college.
Gotcha.
And both times he tried to get into real college, but he failed. He wasn't good enough. So he went back to China. And now he only writes these like vitriolic piss and vinegar things about America, how bad America is.
Your mom goes to college.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I'm saying. So that's where it came from. He actually coined the term, and then Chinese state media picked up on it, and they've been blasting it everywhere.
So what it means is basically when you play a game and you're almost dead.
Yeah, you've got 1 hit point left. Means you're on the kill line.
Yeah, one little thing will kill you. That'll take you to your kill line. No one knows what this means in other countries. This is a China-only phrase. It's lame, and it's used as propaganda to say that Americans are so poor that one little thing will send them to their death, right?
Yes.
Whether it's a medical bill or their car breaks down, the unemployment's so bad, people don't have jobs, it's poor, people are begging on the streets, they're freezing to death, right?
Yeah.
And it's the most rich thing. It's the richest thing.
If you look at the propaganda right now on Chinese, because I go through propaganda channels, they've got like these horrible like segments on how bad America is, and they literally only show like on repeat is that Kensington Avenue, you know, with the drug addicts, and they're like all of America is like this. America's like completely ruined, you know that.
And they've really amped it up. They're trying. They're being so disrespectful to the U.S. right now in state media. Really, just I mean. Are they blowing their chances with some sort of trade deal? Because they're getting very out of control with this stuff.
It's silly because if you've lived in China like we have, the stuff that they're accusing America of being is what China is.
Remember,
way worse.
600 million people in China.
Yeah.
600 million people live on, what is it, $1,700 per year.
Per year.
Yeah. Right. So just get that in your head real quick. Now, that's what you have to understand. Kill line. Just remember kill line, okay? Nobody knows what this is outside of China.
Nobody knows.
This is for
China.
domestic
propaganda.
propaganda.
We told you guys last week just because it's big right now, but yeah.
Do you remember Davos happened, right?
Yes.
Now, our Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent was there doing some sort of Q&A thing.
Yeah.
China sent a state media journalist to ask him some questions, and it is truly bizarre and embarrassing.
Do we have it here?
We do.
Oh, let's take a look.
Thank
you. Gotta hear
Listen carefully.
And I'm the journalist from China Media Group. I want to ask that the FED said 37% of U.S. adults can't cover a $400 emergency. What do you think of it? And some calls this the Q line or Alice line for U.S. people, and the Q line is mainly for
Okay, I just want to pause it there for a second. First of all, I don't know if we lived in China a lot. We know what a Chinese English accent is, so I can understand what she's saying. But even then, it's like pretty word salady. But she was reading, and she's like, because she lost her script. She had to like.
She didn't write this.
No, and you heard she had to flip her papers to try and find like.
She's reading the state narrative from a script.
Yeah, exactly.
To ask Secretary Bessent a question.
She didn't even know her own question. That she lost her place in her script.
Yes, it gets worse.
Yeah.
This is to describe the fragility of American household of finance. Unexpected expense is enough to plunge the middle class into the financial ruin. So what's your opinion of it? So do you think there is Q line exists in the U.S.?
I can't.
Do you think the Q line for people that have meeting a huge expense let's make from middle class to financial ruin exists in U.S.?
Sorry, I don't understand the question. I'm not sure you do either.
Guys,
do you think the Q line for
Just listen one more time.
Okay.
people that have meeting a huge expense let's make from middle class to financial ruin exists in U.S.?
Sorry, I don't understand the question. I'm not sure you do either.
Guys,
I love that response.
Yes.
So I did some digging. Now, because this struck me as so bizarre.
Financial rue, dude. Do you rue the day?
Dude, you understand more than anyone in our audience because we actually lived in China.
Yeah. I could understand everything she said, but it's so bad.
But it doesn't even make sense.
No.
It's all over the place. She doesn't know what she's saying. And Secretary Bessent is absolutely correct. I'm not sure you understand either. She doesn't understand her own question.
She doesn't know her question, no.
She was handed ammo from the state to go there. So I wanted to figure this out, and I couldn't find who the journalist was, but I did figure out who she worked for.
Yes.
And it's an organization, well, it's actually a social media account called Yu Yuan Tan Tian, okay? And it turns out, so that's how she was introduced, right?
Yeah.
So this thread got very interesting. I started pulling this thread, and it turns out it's a CCTV. So CCTV is China's state media.
Yes.
Right? Social media account that was created as a female economics PhD. Okay?
Yeah, that's like a persona they created.
Yes, it wasn't supposed
not
to be
real.
state media.
Yeah,
it was like something they could, we say launder information through.
Yeah.
So the state wants to put something out, but they don't want to attach their name to it.
Mm-hmm.
They have this account that they bolster. They buy subscribers for and everything. They can make it a state media amplifier.
Correct.
But people figured this out in China. This is for the Chinese language media, by the way.
Yeah.
They figured this out, and they're like, yo, this is not a female economics PhD. This is CCTV.
Yes.
So they relabeled, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're CCTV. And they turned it into a website, and it's still a social media account.
Dude, you see this all the time. They will actually take their reporters, like, Li Jingjing or something, who's an actual reporter that does stuff for their main show. Then they'll cut out her segments, then create like a friendly, like, I'm just a girl doing a vlog. Meanwhile, it's just the exact same content, the same propaganda.
Yes.
And they'll call it like Li Jingjing on the road or something, to be like, oh, it's not state media, but it is all state media.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you get us out of there? I want to read this.
Yeah.
In actuality, it turns out this account, and this gets important, it was created by the propaganda arm of the Chinese state media CCTV under China Media Group's public opinion guidance. So not only was this an amplifier for state media, it's actually under the arm of public opinion guidance.
Yes.
Which is the most...
Because you got to guide public opinion.
You got to guide public opinion.
Yeah.
It says, and this is the quote for this account.
Yeah.
To become light cavalry capable of fighting tough battles in the public opinion field. So what China did was send out information warfare agents to Davos to interview a U.S. politician, right? And I started thinking, I was like, this is such an egg-on-face moment because she sounds dumb.
Yes.
She incoherent.
Stumbles over her word salad. Her
She's
accent's
flipping her papers.
terrible.
Yeah.
Her English is rubbish.
It doesn't make sense, right? And then I started racking my brain. But first, I wanted to see what this public opinion guidance thing is. And they actually have a list. The Chinese government has a list of commandments.
Okay.
Based on what it is.
You have commandments up here?
Through these. They're so crazy.
Okay, let's see. What are their commandments?
Remember, this account is operating under these principles. Yeah. Right? This is its actual purpose.
Okay.
You can read it.
Okay, so according to the China Mobile Project, public opinion guidance is normally defined to have the following aspects. Number one, major party media must not print or broadcast content that in policy or spirit is at odds with the party. Number two, media should actively promote the policies of the party and facilitate public understanding of these policies. Number three, if public opinion differs from the party on any matters, the media are responsible for sufficiently guiding the public so as to bring their opinions in line with the party's spirit. Number four, if news reports or propaganda appear concealing certain trends at odds with the aims of the party, the media must act to prevent the possible spread of these trends. Number five, news that is not in the interest of the party must be rejected, and media must not be so bold as to publicize such news. Number six, the media must ensure correct and unerring guidance of public opinion by thoroughly respecting the party's discipline of propaganda. Number seven, the media must provide journalists with a foundation of expert knowledge and research in propaganda techniques in order to improve the results of propaganda guidance.
Now, this is China Media Group.
Yes.
Everything under the umbrella of any Chinese media has to follow these principles. Yeah. You can literally take the credibility of anything from China and rip it up and put it in a shredder.
This is something that annoys me is, there's a big culture war going on in America always about, CNN's trying to push left-wing politics, Fox News is trying to push right-wing politics, etc., etc.
And every other 10,000
it's like, it's just a million things. Everyone, they're being paid, there's an agenda. Whether or not some of that's true, and a lot of it is true, we can know for certain that there's no conspiracy, there's no behind closed doors, money changing hands, or there's no Israel's not paying this person, and Soros is not paying that. In China, we know for sure that the government controls every piece of media, 100%, and they can never go against the government. So no matter what you think about, this back deal, this and that, at least on the face of it, the Chinese media is pure propaganda controlled by the CCP.
There is nothing else there.
Yeah. Right. It's just out in the open. Yes. So for all you conspiracy, they must be being paid. How about whenever you look at Chinese media, they're being paid?
You look at Chinese media, you turn it off.
Yeah.
You say, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Winston and I got into this. We started getting into the weeds because we were reading through this. We're reading the mandates. We're reading why this account exists and why were they at Davos, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I came up with a theory here.
Okay.
Well, we both did. We actually argued about this and came to a consensus.
Yeah.
And so this is our consensus. This is why we think this has happened. So remember all those mandates in your head when we talk about this.
Yes.
Here's our take. This is why this actually happened. The domestic audience came first. So we're talking about Chinese audience.
Yes.
The question was aimed at Chinese viewers, not at Besant or Davos, okay?
Yes.
And you'll understand why.
We'll show you the results.
We actually proved this.
Yeah, we proved it, yeah.
Because our theory was correct.
Yeah.
Narrative capture. It forces the U.S. official to react to Chinese framing, creating usable footage. So now you have an American official that has to react to all this Chinese framing.
Yes.
The Chinese frame of mind, that their government mandates, right?
Yes.
Number 3, legitimacy signaling. It shows that China questioning America on the world stage, that always plays well at home.
Yes.
If you can have a Chinese person questioning an American official and then play that back home in China, it always does well. And I'll tell you why. The vast majority of Chinese people don't even know what she said.
Well, I mean, even if they did speak English, which I'll be honest with you, like you said, the vast majority of Chinese people don't have the English ability to understand English. They wouldn't understand her anyway because her English was so bad and her accent was terrible.
Correct. So you'll see why in a second.
Yeah.
Number 4, it's low cost and high yield. Even with a bad question, it still produces clips and headlines.
Yes.
What did it cost to ship out her to Davos? It's nothing,
Nothing,
right?
yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah.
And then 5, asymmetric norms and information warfare. It exploits open Western forums for one-way messaging. China doesn't have forums. It doesn't have a place where you can ask questions.
Yes.
You can't go to a Chinese conference for the CCP and ask all of these open questions and have it broadcast within China.
Yes.
It doesn't work like that.
Nope.
So it exploits this kind of Western sensibility of saying, I'll stay silent until your question is done and I'll give you a reasonable answer. You don't get to have that in China. Nope. So China gets to send their basically information warfare agents to go and get these clips and harvest them. So our theory was this. They're going to, after she made all these foibles.
Because, I mean, honestly, for the rest of the world, it looks dumb. It looks like China's really got an egg on face.
Yes.
Looks like China messed up. They're like, this is ridiculous.
They're saying this phrase that they don't understand.
Yeah, like what's going on? China's so unprofessional.
Yeah.
They send this person who can't speak English to ask questions at this conference.
Yes.
It's a big international conference. What's going on? China's like a joke, basically.
So Winston and I discussed this. This is after we came up with our theories. And we said, I would hazard a guess if we both go, you went on one platform, I went on another. If we go and look
at the Chinese internet
and look up Besant
yes.
on the Chinese internet, I bet we'll see thousands of clips that have this exact moment with Chinese subtitles so that now, think about this, a Chinese person watching will understand what kill line is.
Yes.
It will make perfect sense in Chinese. They don't need to listen to the English. They don't understand it. And now, when Besant doesn't reply properly, when he acts like, oh, I don't understand the question, it now means that he's avoiding this uncomfortable propaganda point that China's been pushing for weeks now about America's poverty kill line. Yeah,
let's see. We've got something to show, don't we? When it comes up eventually. It's coming.
Do you think the kill line for people that have meeting a huge expense let's make from middle class to financial rule exist in U.S.?
Sorry, I'm not. I don't understand the question. I'm not sure you do.
And then we started digging.
Yes.
Good. And yes, in the end, we found tens of thousands of clips of this exact moment translated into Chinese so that it's coherent in Chinese and it makes America look like they got so embarrassed.
Yeah, it makes it look like he wasn't able to reply because it was too scathing, it was too difficult to reply to this very serious problem in America.
Yes.
So that's what they've done, is they've made propaganda out of this bungle. Anyway, you know what this reminded me of?
What?
The woman's accent is uncannily familiar to me. I don't think it's the same person, but it almost could be.
Does it remind you of this?
It reminds me of this, so we thought we'd play this. It's from a couple of months ago. Just, guys, remember this?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Great, thank you. Can you tell me more about the Beijing Pass?
Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass.
A Beijing Pass. Good, great. And how and where to use the Beijing Pass? The Beijing Pass. Hello, I'm a U.S. citizen, a foreign visitor, and I would like to get a Beijing Pass. The Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Wow, that's amazing.
Hey, Tom.
Pop quiz.
Wow, I know this one. It's the Beijing Pass.
Exactly. The Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. Beijing Pass. The Beijing Pass. With QR codes, slots can be used for sports to install the most modern and enjoyable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, you think she sounded like the most modern and enjoyable?
Because you know what she said, and you don't really understand because the accent
is similar.
It's almost the same as the person asking the question. Something clicked. I'm like, we have to show that. It's just like a good callback.
Just to cap that whole segment off, though. It started as what we thought was very embarrassing. China's sending some stupid propaganda agent to go ask a dumb question to make America look bad. It's actually very sinister and malicious.
It is. And this whole idea of a kill line, it's horrific. Again, it's just China projecting because right now they're facing a terrible situation with poverty and the economy slowing down. You wouldn't know because of the propaganda, but it really is.
Yeah, and China on a state level is trying to make America look so bad right now to avoid showing their own problems. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's really kind of dumb right now. Yeah. Like, why would you do that right now?
Oh, in a bad way. So.
Yeah, true. Anyway.
It's time to move on to Soft Power Hour. This is where, China tries to change your mind through propaganda and so on, and we tell you all about it. Now, this is crazy.
Yeah.
In Baotou, this was just a couple days ago on the 18th, there was a massive steel plant explosion.
Yeah.
Now, there's something interesting about this steel plant is that it belongs to the world's largest steel producing group.
By a long shot.
Yes. And China produces a lot of steel. A lot of it is wasteful and useless. They got they're called zombie companies. They're these state-owned enterprises where they just produce steel for the sake of producing steel. It's not even good. Yeah. They just pump it out because if they don't pump out the steel, the entire area will just collapse because there'll be no jobs. And, they have to report to the government that they've put out so much steel. It's kind of crazy. But this particular group, anyway, is the largest steel-producing group in the world.
It is. So what happened was, it's Baowu Group.
Yes.
So the Baogang plant in Baotou, which is like one of the biggest employers up there.
Yes.
It exploded.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And it would look like some sort of normal, horrific industrial accident if this didn't happen like 50 times this year already.
Sure. But there is something very interesting about this. We'll show you. So let's show you some of the footage from this explosion.
I used to live there, by the way. One of the most hideous things was when you had to drive by the Baogang plant.
Yeah.
Truly disgusting. I mean, it's a big steel plant.
Steel plants, cement plants, when you drive past them in China, it's just the end of the world.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun in that city. That was a great city. I mean, it's actually kind of horrible, but like, I met a lot of good people there.
Yeah. This guy's, does he know how to film in shoe cam? What's going on?
I don't think he knows.
Those Instagram videos are like, turn your phone.
Yeah.
So anyway, this one exploded. Okay. Now, official news was saying that there were like 3 casualties. But people on the ground were leaving comments in Chinese that I read. They were like, no, we live here. And there were at least 23. Now, this is kind of crazy. This woman sitting in her office quite far away, it exploded, blew out the windows, and so she posted this. But yeah, so people on the ground were saying like 20 plus casualties, but of course official media was like 3. I feel like if you've got an operating steel plant...
A steel plant blew up.
Dude, there are people working, It's not an insignificant explosion. And hot molten steel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, everyone's fine.
Yeah. They make magnets and stuff there too.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like we saw this clip already. What's going on?
It's giving you a little.
It's Looper. Go to China. I've seen the future.
Yes. Yes.
The worst of the Hollywood simp years.
that's true.
It was so bad.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Only 3 casualties though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Baogang. If you wonder what it produces, it also produces entire lakes of deadly pollution.
Yes.
As you can see in this video. By the way, this is the scenery I was used to when I would ride by there. Because I'd have to ride by there on my motorcycle when I'd get out to the grasslands and countryside.
Yeah.
But you see these pipes run through, right? thanks to Tin Pig 3000 for this video.
Yes.
The pipes run off far away so you can't see where it's going. Just follow the pipes and you will see what hell looks like.
Yeah, it's just
pure hell.
Dead chemicals and, you know.
This is supposed to be a lake. This is supposed to be a freshwater source.
No, it's not anymore. It's just like a pile of polluted toxic waste.
This is hundreds of thousands of gallons per day of this.
Yeah. You know, people, speaking of rare earths, you know, China's always like, oh, China's the biggest producer of rare earths. Well, it's not that they have the most. You find rare earths everywhere. They're not rare. But China just doesn't care about the environmental impact.
Yeah.
So, you know, you could never, like, process rare earths in, like, a European country because of all their credits, carbon credits, and, you know, like, they don't even allow farmers to, like, use their tractors, basically.
Yeah.
So they would never do it. But China's like, oh, we don't care about the environment. We'll do that. So that's why they have a monopoly on rare earths, is because they're willing to sacrifice the environment. They're willing to destroy their entire country just to make a profit, which we've seen firsthand. And I know you guys hear all about, like, green technology and all that. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
Just because they build the most windmills and the most...
black technology. Black water coming out of there.
Yeah. They also, build the most solar panels and stuff. It doesn't mean that they're not polluting the most. They also burn the most coal.
Yes, and the highest CO2 output.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild to me to do this and then be able to, like, have media outlets have a headline that China's winning the green technology race.
Yeah.
China's the greenest country in the world. I mean,
why do they have to send their fishing fleets all over the world to, you know, fish up all the sea life? It's because they've outfished all the seas.
They just made loot and plunders like heaven from Captain Planet here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a joke. This is real footage.
Yeah.
Do you think this stopped? Absolutely not.
No.
Right.
Anyway, so this is the same steel plant. Now, this is what's interesting.
This is what's interesting.
A day later, so that was the 18th that steel plant blew up in Mongolia. There was another steel plant exploded on the 19th. And this is completely far away. This is now in Hubei, which is very far away.
Thousands of kilometers.
Yeah. So isn't it weird that you have two steel plants going up, one after the other? What would cause that? What are the chances of that coincidence?
And guess what? It's also, I think, in the umbrella group of the Bao group, steel group.
Yeah, isn't this crazy?
Very strange that a day later,
yeah,
another plant exploded. That's where this gets weird.
You can see the explosion right there. It's insane. The coincidence is too crazy. It's kind of like if a toy factory blew up here and then suddenly a toy factory blew up over there. Why would
it's in the same group?
Yeah. Why would two of the same types of factories blow up one day after each other?
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's some kind of intentional sabotage going on here, or some kind of insurance claim thing, or some kind of I don't know, but it just is too weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's wild. You turn that down. We don't need ambulance noises.
Especially when it's fake.
Yeah, why do they always add those?
They always, like, when you get these clips from, you know, the Chinese internet, they like to add in fake ambulance noises for some random reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very strange, though, anyway. Very strange.
Yeah. So we also wanted to bring you guys up to date on, you know, these steel plants. Oh, by the way, this is the one back up in Baotou. You see when it exploded, it shot that, like, whatever piece of debris.
Oh, I see.
All the way up into the air. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. You could see it from very far away. You know, we wanted to keep you up to date because, you know, we don't want to show you any kind of old footage. This is all very new, but this is very new footage. It's also from last week from just a normal factory in Inner Mongolia.
Corroborates. So I used to ride through the entire province.
This didn't blow up, by the way. This is just emitting pollution.
Yeah, pause that real quick on the bat.
When it gets back, yeah.
It's back, yeah. Okay, so I used to ride across the entire province, and I loved living there. It was fun. But I'd go, especially in Western Inner Mongolia, I'd go through a city of this, and it would be either this color or it would be noon and black. The sky is black, and there'd be a red orb of the sun trying to peek through.
Yeah.
And people, I'm talking about kids going to school, grandmas and grandpas walking around outside of these plants, and they'd have shops and schools and stuff set up, and you have never seen something so apocalyptic before. And to see that it's still happening is wild to me, because that was back in the day. Right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't stop.
No.
Because why would you cut down your profits? You know, all you need to do is make some stupid propaganda about having new green tech or something.
Yeah.
Or China, they always have that word. What do they say? Plans to.
Yes,
or,
they plan to reduce
China
whatever.
plans to reduce emissions by 2032 or whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's something in the future, you can kick that can down the road. You can destroy the earth now.
Also, another really good plan is to make sure that this stuff is where no one's going to go.
Yeah, no one's going to go in the middle of Inner Mongolia.
I did because we rode the whole country, right? Many times. And nobody else is going to do that.
And that's another thing. You know, very often you'll see, let's make us big here for a minute. If you go to any kind of Lonely Planet guide, you'll see like go to Yangshuo or Guilin. It's very famous places where they've got those karst mountains. They're these very interesting looking, I don't know, how would you explain them? They kind of look like
Dr. Seuss.
Kind of look like dildo mountains, you know what I mean?
What the heck are you doing?
Just
why do you have to be bad?
But it's a weird looking thing, right? Okay, that's pretty accurate.
I wouldn't call it that at all.
What would you call it? A skinny anthill?
Like Dr. Seuss looking, very ethereal, almost like Avatar in a way.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think people would picture the actual. I mean, come on, we did go to a place called Dick Mountain.
Yeah, you know, if you had used that analogy there, that would have made way more sense.
Yeah, so excuse my vulgarity, but basically they're these very cylindrical, phallic-looking mountains. Okay, and it's beautiful to look at, in in a non-weird way. But they're made out of limestone, and limestone is something that's used in making cement.
Yes.
So I was riding through Guangxi province, and it was heartbreaking because you would see them tearing these mountains down.
They blow them up.
Just ripping them down and making quarries and having big cement factories there. So you've got these beautiful, this kind of geography, you just don't find it.
Fairy tale.
Yeah, it's amazing. But they're knocking them down to make cement because there's this insatiable demand for cement.
You know what it is? The best analogy. If you've seen an ancient Chinese painting, picture an ancient Chinese painting, it's those mountains.
Yeah.
They're always in those paintings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're blowing them up.
Yeah, exactly. If you go look up Guangxi province, if you look up Guilin or Yangshuo, you'll see that my initial description is accurate.
I really disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, either way, it doesn't matter. They ripped them down, and then they had a huge cement factory that I rode past, and it was disgusting because all the fine dust from the cement creating process was on everything. So all the green trees were just black.
And you breathe it in.
Yeah, and it just everything was just that fine dust.
Yeah.
Horrible. Anyway, that's just an example. Yeah. Anyway.
Daily update on the AQI.
Oh, daily update. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. We had another big factory.
Yeah, Ziyang factory in Sichuan.
Yeah.
That's crazy, eh?
That is insane.
Don't know why it went up.
Nope.
But yet another one to add to the list. Mm-hmm. This is getting tiresome.
It's weird.
It's weird.
I'm sure regular viewers of the show will just be like, oh, well, just another one. We don't want to fatigue you, but come on, guys.
Look at that. Explosions, though.
That's insane.
It's happening every week, multiple times.
Yeah.
For over a year.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys.
It's not normal.
It's not normal, and it's worthwhile showing when it happens.
No, it is, for sure. No one's complained. We have to show it.
Yeah.
Because this is too weird.
Yeah,
Why are these going up?
Yeah. Seriously.
That looks like hell, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Real hellish portal.
Yeah, there'll be no salvaging any of that.
No, that's done.
The whole thing's collapsed in
I wonder
on
what
itself.
was in there, because that is very flammable, whatever it was.
It could be anything, really.
Yes.
There, of course, you do get a lot of insurance scams going on as well.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
it's near the end of the financial year or whatever, they set them on fire.
I mean, that's speculative, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, there have been plenty of cases that have been proven to be that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Time for Slopaganda, guys. My favorite part of the show. Okay, we got a little news segment that we're going to do every once in a while for you. This week's Trust Report with your host, Flatcap McDonald's. Okay, so we know that China constantly tries to put out this propaganda that it's a high-trust society. Having lived there for 14 years, knowing countless Chinese people, we know this isn't true. Okay, and you can ask any Chinese person that you know who personally lives in China, who has lived in China, is it safe to leave stuff lying around? If you drop your wallet, will it be a return to you? Nope, absolutely not. So, we just have to throw some water on the faces of everybody who's starting to believe this nonsense. And here's our trust report, which, will be fair. If it turns out that there's a high trust week, we'll give it a high trust. Yeah. We'll do this every once in a while.
Sure.
So let's take a look at this week's trust
have a meter,
report.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look.
Because China is a very high trust society.
Okay. Now, this is interesting. We can analyze this. It's cold right now, obviously, because it's winter. in China, it's very common to wear these like puffy jackets. You know, they're kind of plastic and they've got some kind of insulation inside. But because of that, it's very good for thieves. They can reach into your pocket.
They love winter.
Yeah, and you won't feel it because there's padding, right? And it's very smooth and slippery, so they can really just like...
Smos.
Yeah, smos. Exactly.
Enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Well, she didn't even notice. She doesn't even feel it.
Because there's so much padding there.
Exactly. There we are. Yep. Phone gone.
Because China is a very high-trust society.
And what else we got? I mean, you might not want to leave meat out to dry.
At least he only took one.
Yeah, this is
Meat
true.
man.
Yeah, sparing thief. Yeah.
The high-trust society.
Yeah, it's a conscientious thief.
Because China is a very high-trust society.
Yeah, that's not nice. Just grab and go. Okay, so what she's saying is she bought these strawberries. They look really nice.
They're packaged.
They're packaged really well. So it's rotten vegetable leaves are stacked.
To make it look like
it looks like it's all strawberries, but there's just rotten vegetables in the middle. Yeah, she said the Lao Ban, which is the shop owner, is black-hearted. 黑心的老板.
High trust society.
Oh, we got a 3 today?
Yeah, so this week we get 3 on the trust meter.
Hopefully we can improve next week.
Yeah, I mean, this goes all the way up to 10. So, you know, it'll change from time to time.
Let's get more trust.
Yeah, let's try to get more trust. So if we find clips where someone genuinely like returns a wallet or something, it'll go up.
We want to promote that behavior.
I think this is even too high. We literally just saw thieves and pickpockets.
Yeah, but the gravity of the situation wasn't much worse.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I decided to throw in a little bit of a bonus this week.
Okay.
All right? There's a bonus trust report.
Okay.
So this clip, which you can see, what's happening here, this is how the strawberries are grown in China.
Okay.
So this clip was posted online of this guy spraying like poison or whatever, like, you know, all over them. And so because it got so much attention, the officials responded and said, no need to worry. It's very safe for human consumption.
Yes.
So as a retort, everybody said, then why don't you take off the mask?
True.
Because look.
Bro's got like a Home Depot bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, take off the mask if you can breathe it.
Yeah.
They're like, this is perfectly safe. Then why are you wearing a mask?
Exactly. Radish discount grab hags came along.
Radish discount. That's Daikon, bro.
They're almost garroting her, you know?
She got her hat back on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, you look at this and look, there's a lot of reasons why this happens. We've talked about it before. The last generation, Mao Zedong did this. He made everyone starve to death. So there's the scarcity mentality. It's like grab now while you still can. But you also have to take into consideration that when there's a discount, it's life and death. I mean, people earning, what are they, like we said, like what?
600 million people are earning less than $1,700 per year.
Yeah, so that's like about $100 a month you've got to play with.
Yeah.
So if you can
play
save,
with, no,
you
gotta live.
Yeah, live with. Sorry, you got $100+, maybe $120.
Yeah,
that's got to pay for your rent, your living expenses, your food, your medicine, everything, your education. Doesn't matter what. So if you can save like 2 RMB on a radish,
you'll do it.
Yeah,
Daikon.
It's a daikon radish. It's still a radish.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's not those little round ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Exactly, exactly. If you could save a little bit on a radish, you will literally go fight for that.
You will. I love the guy in the background looking on in disgust.
Yeah, he's like
screw these eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now, this is another thing with low trust. This particular clip you see here, it's dead of winter, it's snowing.
Yeah.
What you see is a street sweeper.
Yes.
And he's pacing up and down. Okay. Somebody filmed this, live streamed it, that this guy was pacing up and down, not doing anything, just pacing up and down.
They're like, what the heck?
So then when they spoke to him, it turns out that if he doesn't keep moving, because now remember we showed you a while ago, they get these lanyards now, which is basically like a little GPS chip in it.
Yes.
And what it does is it makes sure they're still moving.
But if you trust your workers...
Yeah, low trust
And
society.
you're paying him fair wage.
Well, it's not a fair wage.
Neither of those.
Yeah, exactly. Neither of those things. So basically what happens is if the system monitors that they're stationary for too long, they get fined. So the guy
lose their salary.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to pick up or sweep because no one's throwing their trash there at the moment, right? So he's just walking up and down to make sure that he doesn't get fined.
Yes.
In the cold snow.
Correct.
It's ridiculous. What a dumb system. And that's what that other thing with all the text is all about. They're just explaining it. Again, this is a tragedy of the current situation in China where, elderly people have to sleep in a public toilet next to a urinal. And, I mean, that's not cool.
No, that sucks.
Yeah. Bit of tofu Drake for you all. These
low trust
were installed upside down. Not that it matters, because look at the quality of the...
I think that's irrelevant.
Yeah, because look, those, you're supposed to bolt it in, right, at the bottom, but they just basically, stuck it in the cement.
Dude, my kids could make better stuff than that.
Also, look how high up it is. That thing's going to fall down and kill someone.
Yeah.
This clip has been going on around, and it's hilarious.
Strong PLA.
So what China does is they love this idea. China sells its strength on weakness.
Yes, you're absolutely true. You are true.
And for them, their idea of being strong is having to suffer like a poor drowned rat, you know? Like when you see a shivering rat, like if you've seen a little in a flood or something, it's like clinging onto a board and it's shivering.
If you see like an American, if you see an American military ad, it's like cool men and women going like, yeah, we got guns, we're flying stuff, we're blowing stuff. It's cool, right?
Yeah, but in China, you have to be suffering like freezing in the cold with icicles. Or, you know, like you have to be like, in the rain, and you're like so uncomfortable. And it proves that you're strong because you can, I don't know, withstand.
That shows China's foreign policy, by the way, is like how they deal with Japan, how they deal with America, how they deal with all the Western powers or whatever. It's like, you took advantage of us in the past and we'll never forget.
Yes.
We'll never let it go, and we'll always be the victim.
Yeah, and that's what it is. So when they want to do their military propaganda, rather than show these men just being strong and well presented and standing there and like we stand for the nation, they have to show them like, look at us, we're so give us some pity, we have to stand in the rain, you know? So they put on a fire hose because it's not raining. Look at the dude in the foreground, and they're like spraying water on them and then filming it to make it look like, we're so weak and like, have to deal with all this crap all the time, we're so downtrodden.
Freaking lame.
It's stupid.
That's lame.
And that's one thing you'll notice. It's all about like how shinku, they say, like how
pitiful.
Yeah, how pitiful. They are pitiful though, if you think about it. You have to take pity on them sometimes.
I do.
Yeah. So this is just a kind of a funny incident. A guy got drunk. That's the excuse anyway. As they always say, it's a drunk driver. You never know. Guy got drunk, ran a red light, slammed into this pole, and an electricity transformer landed on his car.
He's fine.
He's totally fine. And that's because it's a Camry from Toyota.
Nice.
If it was a fancy Chinese EV, it would have gone up in flames and the whole building would have burned down.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They would have immediately come by and like taken the badges off so that you couldn't see what brand it is. Over here, guys, we have just
we came up with this thing where like me and Winston are the kind of guys who even when we're on an airplane, we won't even use that 2 inches of give that you to put your seat
if
back.
I absolutely have to, I just go a tiny I don't go the full way because it's
I don't want to inconvenience the person behind
in China it doesn't matter. Look at this poor guy. Take a look. This guy in front of him is just like, I'll put my chair back. I mean, what kind of a chair design is that anyway?
I know, I was gonna say.
So bad, He's actually pinned in.
Maybe he likes it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
People
cozy.
making fun, like, doing little AI pictures of it. Yeah, it's funny. Poor guy. Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. By the way, our Monday show, this is what you missed. It was awesome.
A good one.
Yeah,
you guys are going to want to get in there.
Take a look.
Chopping stuff up on a cutting board is really annoying because, for me, I don't like to wash it afterwards. Welcome to C Milk's Kitchen. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
C Milk's Kitchen.
It wasn't actually
It wasn't meat.
Yeah.
No.
If you'd have just tapped the seats, you'd see.
We're gonna make this real disgusting, like flesh snot.
Oh, I'm done.
And the reason I'm not giving you specific measurements is in China, they don't do that. It's not like watching a doctor punch a guy in a surgery bed.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's Hatka. No, that's terrible. I won't say that.
It was C Milk's Kitchen. We actually cooked a recipe from deep China, live for you. Yeah. And we based that off of some stories that we had where we showed footage of some tales we had from our travels.
We discovered this food when we were traveling in southern China. It's a Hakka food, and it's not something you'll find in a Chinese restaurant. But it's pretty easy to make at home. It's really delicious. And so Chef C Milk cooked it live, showed you how to make it. It's simple. I'm not a good cook. Even I can follow it. So I think it's kind of fun. Get to learn how to make a Chinese food that you just won't find anywhere.
Yes. And you'll get that if you go to patreon.com/ADV podcast and you sign up for the Xiaoban Ho tier. We have new episodes every Monday. And I want to show you guys when you go here, just some of the stuff we've been up to. You'll get access to every other episode we've ever done since episode 1.
Well, yeah.
So if you like the China show,
every episode, not every other episode, because that sounds
every other episode we've ever done.
So every episode we've ever done,
since episode 1.
Yeah.
Click that there, and you'll see we've gone through all kinds of stuff. We've done over 180 episodes. If you like the China show, you're gonna love this. This is more timeless content. It's not like, oh, this happened in the news. This is like little mini documentaries we put together. We surfed the Chinese internet with you. We showed what China was like 1 year before the communists took over and then 1 year after.
Yep.
Doom scroll on the Chinese internet. We talked about AI boyfriends in China. All kinds of crazy stuff and amazing stuff.
Yes, it's fun.
It's some of our best work. We think that if you have the means, we'd love to see you over there because it's the best way to support us.
We understand it's a big ask, but seriously, it's super fun. We have a lot of fun every Monday.
Yeah.
And you won't regret it. It's fun.
So the way the tiers work is the $5 tier. It doesn't get you that show. What that gets you is access to our Discord. There's by the way, if you sign up for free, we got a free newsletter now.
Yep.
Every month that I put together. It's pretty nice stuff.
Yep.
The $5 tier gets you to our Discord. It gets you very important. We never point this out. If you're watching the China show now, you're probably watching ads, right? Which we have no control over.
Yeah, that's YouTube.
Don't get mad. If you're on the $5 tier, we post this episode on Monday with no ads.
Yep.
So there's no if you're not one of those people that needs to watch this live, go watch it on Monday on there. It's completely ad free.
Yep.
Number 2, once in a while we have something called the Green Room, which is like a spillover. If we run out of time on the show, we might have this little extra thing. We've done it a few times.
Yep.
And again, the Discord, right? 2, the half price tier, that gets you the extra show on Monday.
Yeah.
That gets you the Xiaoban Ho show. It's just not live.
And you can watch all the previous ones. So,
exactly.
Yeah. You get pretty much all the benefits.
That top tier right there, that's the live one. When you're in the live show, you get access to win a Chinese name. We'll we'll make a Chinese name based on characteristics about you.
That's what's different is you get to watch it live. You get to enter into the Wheel of Fortune, we call it. Every week we pick a name from the wheel, and then we write a Chinese name for you. You also get to choose the topic.
Yes, which is important.
And you get to be part of the conversation live, and of course, vote on whether you want to see the vote clip, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to the people that have been suggesting this. We're about to roll out some updates.
Yes.
The top tier here, the $20 tier, now we're going to have a submission for topics where anybody in the $20 tier can submit topics, not just people that were there live, right?
And get to vote on it as well.
And we're also going to make it so that you guys that didn't watch live, but you're still in the $20 tier, you still get to vote on the next topic on the poll. We'll take that into account as well. So some upgrades coming to that one.
Coming
Check it
soon.
out.
Either way, we understand, again, it's a big ask, but if you have the means, we'd love to see you there. Thank you. And it's time for us to continue on with the show with Worldview, where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China.
That's right.
Okay. You know, China's space race nonsense because China's a developing country and so gets tax breaks and stuff for the World Trade Organization. And it costs a Chinese factory less money to send an item to my neighbor's door than it costs me to send that same neighbor a postcard.
Yes.
You know that? Well, you know, they have their space program, and their space program sucks.
Yeah.
Because 2 rocket failures in a single day. That's why.
Do you think it's because chicken wing bones?
Probably. They were trying to do barbecue.
Again?
During the takeoff. Yeah. Anyway, here's the thing.
Just wait till you're up there.
Yeah, I know. Unprecedented. 2 rocket failures in the same day.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, there's no live footage of that. but it was tracked. But here's something that's very interesting, is that there's a scrapper, right? You know, scrap yards, and they recycle metal and so on. Somebody recently filmed a scrapper where they have 4 scrapped rockets that they're currently busy.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
By the way, those are from failed launches and stuff. Okay. And maybe just the stages that fell down to Earth, who knows? But the fact that they've got 4 of them.
He's showing off. He's like, what kind of
I only
stuff
collect big stuff. I get several rockets. It's kind of interesting.
It is.
Speaking of just nonsense, China dropping rockets on their own, people and blowing up and all that. This is interesting. Nuclear elements detected in the West Philippine Sea.
Yeah, go to the next one. I'll explain.
I will, but before I do you remember how China kept throwing a fit about the Fukushima release? They wanted to release they went through everything they could do to make that as safe as possible. Yeah. And they boycotted buying Japanese fish, and they boycotted Japan, and they caused a big stink, and they would have shut up about it for like forever. Meanwhile, the whole time, China releases far worse radioactive materials into the water.
Oh,
like way
not even
worse.
Close.
Like the Fukushima thing is like a drop in the ocean. Literally,
we actually worked out the math. I can't remember what it was, but it was not.
It's just not even close. Like constantly, China's releasing, because they have their nuclear power plants right there, where you see where it's coming from.
All
and
done
of course, we've seen them with our own eyes. Like the Dayawang in Shenzhen Bay.
Remember what was that one all the way up in Liaoning?
Yes,
that huge one, Yantai or whatever it's called.
That's it.
That's kind of up there.
So they're tracing this massive amount of nuclear nonsense coming from China, of course, and polluting the rest of the sea, which is awesome as usual. They got to get all their pollution bases covered, right?
Yeah, so it says the radioactive iodine-129 in the West Philippine Sea, WPS, is 50% to 70% higher compared to other parts of the Philippines.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yep. It's a lot. And of course, they've traced it back to China because of the currents.
Of course.
And it makes sense. If you're going to pollute the air, may as well pollute the sea,
Yeah.
do it all.
For sure.
Again, where's the Greta Thunbergs of this world? Why do they not call out China, who's doing the most damage?
I don't get it.
It's annoying.
This is scary.
Yeah, and again, this is something that I've been following the fishing fleets. And, I do mention it almost every week that China's out there out fishing the seas, because they are. And it's a 24/7 operation. And I know people kind of consciously don't want to talk about it because it sucks. When you actually think about how bad it is, it's kind of like you don't want to talk about the Amazon rainforest.
It's one of the worst things in the world.
Because the Amazon rainforest, since I was a kid, they're like, 5 football fields of trees is cut down a day or whatever. And you're like, I don't want to even think about it because it's so devastating. Yeah. Same with China outfishing the sea.
Yeah.
They've got these operations, and what they do is they have their fishing fleets out there surrounding the Galapagos and so on. They turn off their transponders. They go in at night into the protected waters to harvest as much as they can.
Please don't make people think it's just the Galapagos.
No. I'm just saying that's an example.
It's global.
Yeah, they're on the coast of Africa. They're on the coast of South America. Everywhere that they can go around the whole sea. They're in the Antarctic now with all the krill. And what they do is they stay out there and they send supply ships. And a big refrigerated supply ship will come out to their little flotilla, give them the food and stuff that they need, whatever they might need, petrol, like fuel for their boats. And then they take their catch and they put it in these refrigerated ships, and then they go back to China and they rinse and repeat. So these ships can stay out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, harvesting the sea non-stop. They never rest. They never go back to China. They just stay out there and ruin the entire ocean. It's a horrible thing that they're doing. Anyway, they also enforce China's sort of military stuff, which is what we're finding out. And this is very interesting.
It's called dual-use technology.
Yeah, because it's like a militia. Mm-hmm. Okay. China is secretly using thousands of fishing vessels to build massive floating barriers. According to the New York Times, in one episode, around 1,400 Chinese vessels halted normal fishing operations and assembled into a dense formation, stretching more than 200 miles. Earlier, around Christmas, about 2,000 vessels formed 2 parallel lines nearly 290 miles long. Experts believe this is training for China's maritime people's militia, civilian vessels that Beijing is preparing to use in military scenarios. In the event of a crisis, for example, around Taiwan, such large groups of ships could overwhelm sea lanes, disrupt the movement of military and commercial vessels, create false radar targets, and effectively form a gray zone between civilian and military activity. So, I mean, this is dual use once again. China will use its fishing fleet, of which there are countless.
They've denied that they do this, by the way.
Yeah, of course. And they also say they've got like only a certain amount, like what, 2,000 something fishing vessels, which is rubbish. Because with my own eyes, I saw more than 2,000 myself when I was just around the coast of China. Yeah, but the fact that they're doing this is insane. And here's like a satellite image where you can see that they're all little. Oh, they're not even little. They're pretty large, these fishing boats.
There's so many.
Yeah, so this is a huge worry and something that people need to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's go through this quickly. Greece arrests Chinese SMS blaster scammers.
Smishers.
Yeah, what these guys were doing is they basically have an SMS blaster, which
Just go to the next page so they can see what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, which they put into the trunk of their car.
Yeah.
And they're very clever. They go to like tourist places. So they go to like there was a
Athens
popular like mall, and also near the airport they go. And what this thing does is it blasts out signals and it tricks your phone into thinking that it's the local tower. And because it's blasting these signals out, it actually makes your phone go down to like edge
2G.
connection, 2G connection, which is not safe. It's not secure. 5G, 4G, 3G even have pretty robust encryption connections. But when you get down to like 2G, your phone is vulnerable to receive fake SMSs. So what'll happen is it'll blast this junk to your phone, and these messages will pop up and say, "Hey, you've got a package that wasn't delivered," and you're just
Your
traveling.
credit card is fraud.
Your credit card has got a charge on it. Like, click here to stop your credit card, and when you click there, then it's obviously infects your phone, or they get your details and so on.
Yeah.
So this is what they're doing. It's a big scam, and they go around to tourist sites and do this, and they capture them because they notice them lurking around and being suspicious.
They were doing this in the Philippines.
Yeah.
They're doing that to influence elections.
Yes.
So they use those for, again, dual purpose. It's not just for money scams. It's also to infiltrate politics.
Think about it. They can push whatever text message to your phone that they want. So they could push a fake emergency thing, like take cover, there's an air raid or something.
Yeah.
They could push that.
Oh, yeah.
It will pop up on your phone. Like, that's the vulnerability of that. It's meant for scamming mostly, but it can also be used for any kind of operation.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're catching these guys all over the world, which is kind of crazy. They're very brazen about this. They're going and doing this. This is something that we uncovered this week.
Yeah, so there's 15,000 people, up to 20,000 people watching. Just go ahead and play.
Okay.
Watching this game on YouTube live, where these women are just chucking balls into this whatever, into these they try to win. They try to fill them up, right? These guys are doing this. Now, what was interesting is you pause it there. Those streams were happening at the exact same time. Okay?
Exactly the same time.
I found, and we found, dozens of channels getting tens of thousands of live watchers on YouTube Live that are mirroring Chinese content from Douyin and Bilibili, and then they flip it. They flip the screen.
Yes.
So that it's not picked up by copyright protection. And so they're basically stealing they're Chinese farms, and what they are is it's an industrial scale.
It's like a
so
factory.
They're streaming live streams that have already happened in China and then getting millions of views per day, making tens, if not $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per day on these channels.
So they're playing content that's not live, but they're live streaming that content. So people think it's live. People are participating, which is very strange to me. There must be something sus going on. And I think this is some way to rinse Google out of ad rev and send it back to China.
Yeah, so I don't know if this specific channel is the one's doing it. We want to show an example, but what's interesting is you go to channels like this, right? You go to channels like this, and if you click their lives, you got to see how many live streams they had. It's absolutely insane. They'll have 10, 20, 30 per day of this content, running multiple ones at the exact same time. And for some reason, they're not getting flagged. And again, I'm not calling out this specific one, but we found dozens of these channels. And if you scroll through them, they have whatever's popular at the time. So right now, this ball game is called Star Ball is popular right now.
It looks pretty lame to me.
Well, apparently the millions of people watching this don't think it's lame.
If they're real.
If they're real.
Yeah.
I just saw in the comments some people said, I watch these.
So, okay. All right. Well, for those of you guys, I guess it's not lame for you.
It's not lame for you.
Yeah.
It's a little lame.
I'd still say it's lame as far as I'm concerned. But hey,
but do you see this?
Whatever floats your boat. I watch stuff that you'll think is really lame.
For sure. Prior to that, they're filming Chinese women play mahjong.
Yeah.
Okay. That becomes a popular phenomenon. So they'll steal or mirror all those streams.
Yes.
And then do that. There's young lady selling vegetables like an old lady would. That's appealing in China, right? So they try it out. They try to mirror that stream and they put it on the Western internet.
Not look like AI or some kind of like filter? It's probably an old woman selling vegetables anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's all fake.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you scroll through and you realize how much of these there are. There are tens of thousands on single channels when they're running this until you realize how this all works, right? And this is an industrial scale.
Yes.
So what they'll do is they'll get a office that's not in use.
Yes.
Office and office hours or off of office hours. They'll get warehouses. They'll get places in residential areas with subsidized electricity.
Yes.
And they'll set up very cheap computer setups like this. And they will stream streams. They will stream streams, and it'll go even further because we've uncovered this.
This is even worse.
They will stream AI fake streams.
Yes. So what's happening here is you'll notice that they've got a bunch of these horizontal monitors set up. Okay, you know, those portrait-style monitors which you can flip over or you buy them like this. They have generated AI avatars to sell products.
Yes.
And then what they do is they take a cell phone with a camera, obviously, and set it up to stream. So, you know, like if you were an actual live streamer, you'd have your phone and you'd stream to your phone. But what they're doing is they're streaming AI
So
to sell.
fake streams.
And of course, it's translated into English, so it can get foreign markets. So for instance, that's not a real woman, obviously. It's an AI woman selling blenders or whatever it is.
Streamception.
Yes. And look, the live stream on the phone, it looks like it's her. They just have it like on the monitor. This is dead internet here.
China is the dead internet.
I'm sorry, but this stuff makes me so sick because it's such a greedy money grab and it's so disingenuous and there's no real people involved.
Yeah, because the thing is already fake.
Yes.
Then you're faking the fake.
Yes.
You're faking the fake thing.
And I mean, maybe that's a real product that you can still buy and there's commission, maybe. But even if it's not, they have these people that will send gifts and monetary. And of course, then they also rinse the companies for ad revenue.
Yes.
So
that's
people,
the biggest
you know, like Google, Instagram, TikTok, all of these will pay them money.
Yeah.
But it's for fake stuff.
It's not real.
So advertisers are losing out because there is no one watching their advert that they're paying for.
No.
And it hurts every other kind of content creator.
Yes.
And China's just on an industrial scale ruining the internet.
It really is dead internet theory, but it's like China
it's not
made
theory,
it dead.
it's
dead
reality.
Internet. Yeah.
And you know,
this is the kind of thing.
This is the kind of thing you'll find.
You see these in all countries.
Yeah, where they set up like this is in someone's apartment, by the way, and this was set up for fake views on YouTube.
Okay.
So what they do is they have a controlling. You saw a couple boxes in the corner. Those are the servers that control all of these cell phones.
Yeah, I believe this is in Latin America, but China does this
exactly.
on a grand scale.
This is the exact thing. This is the exact thing. So what happens is the server will determine, and it will use AI like ChatGPT to generate comments, like proper comments.
Yeah.
It's not like
that's why you don't see Chinglish anymore in the comments.
Back in the day, it would be like you are handsome and true. Yeah, you are a liar or something. But now it's like well-formed sentences, and that's because AI is making the sentences. And then it's set to randomize when they leave comments, and it randomizes how they watch. So people will pay a farm like this, or they will set up their own channel, and then this goes and gives them 1 million views on their video, and then YouTube gives them ad revenue.
And this is why, if you go on Facebook in particular, if you go on China Daily's account for Facebook, right?
Yes.
China Daily, state media. They'll put a post up that gets 2 views or 2 likes, but then you go over and say, why do they have 1.5 million followers?
Yes, it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense, yeah. All right, moving on to a very topical thing. Greenland, of course, is in the news because of all the brouhaha around it. But you wanted to give a bit of a history lesson on China's ambitions.
Yeah, because I feel like everyone's paying attention to the current situation. Yeah. But I think it's very important to understand what China's been trying to do for the past since 2012.
Yeah.
And prior, to be honest. But this is the first thing. The first detail that happened was in 2012. China started trying to take over all the mining situations in Greenland. But what the key detail is it's not private companies that did this. It was the actual genuine CCP state that actually went in to try to take over. And you know what some of the companies are called?
What?
These CCP companies? The General Nice Group.
General Nice Group?
One of them was called that. Okay. Another one is called the China National Petroleum Corporation. And these are straight from the state.
Of course,
this is for resource exploitation.
Correct.
Right? And the fact that Chinese companies pursued these investments and these resource-rich endeavors, right, shows you how seriously China viewed at least their monetary or strategic value there for that. Mm-hmm. But it got way, way, way more sinister because the next thing you could play here, that's where some of the mines were, by the way.
Yeah.
The next thing was this, and this is a document we covered years ago. It's called the Polar Silk Road, or the Arctic Policy. So this was a CCP mandate doctrine.
Yes.
And they declared themselves, and you try not to laugh.
Okay.
Guys, try not to giggle to yourself about how absurd this is. Mm-hmm. They officially declared themselves on an international stage in their CCP document that China is a near Arctic nation.
China's a near Arctic nation.
Therefore, they own the Arctic.
Oh.
It's a near Arctic nation. Can you think about where China is on a map?
Not near the Arctic.
It is not. What is the closest you could get? Is maybe Heilongjiang, right?
Yeah.
That's below Russia.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you near the Arctic?
China's always trying to claim stuff that doesn't belong to it, let's be honest. So
this fit in with Belt and Road and the Silk Road Initiative from the top leadership. And when they mandated themselves as a near Arctic nation, it actually gave them the legal framework to declare itself a near Arctic state, so then they could lay claim to certain parts of Greenland. So this has been happening for a very, very, very long time. And combined with the fact that they tried to get in there initially with state companies to mine the crap out of it, which a lot of them were unsuccessful, by the way. And then you pair that with this new legal framework about how now it has access to the Arctic because it's a near Arctic nation. It starts to get very, very despicable, right?
Yeah.
So let's go to the next thing real quick. And again, this is just a quick timeline, but this is important. In 2019, they tried to set up an airport, okay? Now you might think, okay, why would they try to do that, right? They don't have their mind set up. They didn't get any of these state cooperation things to go through.
Yeah.
They got kind of banned from that stuff, right?
Is this a kind of Lasac?
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know. I don't speak Greenlandic. Do you?
No, but that's what I'm saying, Kangar Lasac.
Let's say that.
All
Kangar Lasac. The Kangar Lasac Airport. Do you know who tried to build this airport?
No.
The General Nice Group.
The General Nice Group.
The General Nice Group from the Chinese
Maybe there's
state.
a general called Nice.
Maybe.
General Nice?
General Nice.
Yes.
Do you know why they tried to put this here?
Why?
Go to the next slide.
Okay.
You'll notice something a little interesting.
Okay.
This is it was formerly called the Thule or Tool base, okay, from the U.S. It's now called the Pituffik.
Okay.
Pituffik base. This is America's Space Force base.
Okay.
They tried to put an airport in literally right next to it.
Yes, it makes sense.
So you have Chinese state mining organizations that want to come in. You have them declare themselves as an Arctic state to try to take over
Which
parts
is nonsense,
of the Arctic.
yeah.
And then you have them try to build like basically a spy airport next to a U.S. military base.
Well, I mean, if you've got an airport, that's a staging ground.
Yes, correct. You are absolutely correct, right? So this is how it transpired.
Mm-hmm.
The next step here, and fortunately this happened, but China doubled their efforts to get back in, but the U.S., both the U.S. and Denmark said, no, this is very suspicious, right?
Yeah.
They never stopped pursuing this, and they haven't, because when
now they will hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Look, right now, there's, of course, everybody's aware that there's a big thing with Trump trying to take over Greenland, and everyone's up in arms, and NATO's involved, and everyone's involved, and it's a huge geopolitical mess.
We wanted to give you guys the Chinese perspective.
Very good to add extra perspective. You know, listen, we're the China show, so we keep track of China's goings on and their dastardly stuff. We're not the USA show, so we're not here to talk about American politics, although it does affect, when it affects China, when US and China go together, we will bring it up. But we have to talk about the fact that China's been trying to get into Greenland for the longest time for strategic reasons.
Yes.
You know?
So here's the deal.
Yeah.
The fact that China is continuing to persist to trying to extend its footprint into Greenland shows its ambitions. Even when they're blocked by Denmark, even when they're blocked by US pressure, right? Yeah. They do not stop. This is their long-term strategy. And to go back to that 2018 Arctic policy, when the Chinese government makes a mandate inside of a book, a thing that gets told to military generals and the top leadership in China, when those policies are crafted, they never stop. They never stop. They have to come to fruition. When the leader says there is no more poverty in China, they actually
By the way, talking about that, do you know that China released its new GDP numbers?
Yeah.
You know how much?
Perfect target.
5%.
Yeah.
Guys, it's impossible that China had a 5% GDP growth because of all the downturn in the economy and all the factories burning down and all the labor disputes and all the unemployment and all the other nonsense that's been going on, all the tariffs and whatnot.
Yes.
There is no way in hell. But because Xi Jinping said that they would hit 5%,
yes,
they hit 5%, exactly 5%.
Just like the poverty thing, when they said poverty's been eradicated, then they just made it illegal to talk about poverty or to say that you're still in poverty. So to bring this back to the Greenland thing, China's not going to stop.
No.
It's something obviously needs to be done to make sure they don't have access to Greenland. Yes. It's very, very sinister what they would do with this access. They would have military access through these ports.
Sure.
They would eventually try to get a military set up there. They would absolutely try to exploit Greenland to the levels of Africa.
Oh yeah, they would destroy the ecosystem in a minute. They'd poison the waters and contaminate the land with the mining. Absolutely, they would.
100%. So to sum it up,
outfish the seas.
If they make an Arctic policy, they won't stop pursuing it.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind.
If you want to have nightmares, you can read about the new exploiting of all the krill in all the cold areas of the world. Like they're literally going out there and destroying it and saying that it's great. Like if this planet ecosystem fails, it'll be because everybody else just continued to ignore what China's doing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't stop China, they will destroy the earth.
Yes.
They will, and they have no safeguards. The Chinese government doesn't tell their fishing fleet, leave some of those fish alone so that they can repopulate. They don't tell them. They don't fine them. They just let them destroy everything. And, there's no moral reason for them to stop. They just want the money. They just want the profit.
And let's not discount the military ambitions of the Chinese government.
Yeah, of course.
They're trying to globally expand.
I mean, that too, but I'm just saying from an environmental point of view. And I'm not an environmentalist, but because I watch China, it's made me an environmentalist in a way.
For sure.
Guys, we have to stop this. There have to be rules in place. China doesn't follow the rules. European countries follow the rules. Yeah. America follows the rules. They're all like, oh, yeah, we can't have this many carbon emissions. You have to smog your car. You have to do this and that. All this other nonsense that you have to do. Rubbish. China doesn't care about that. They'll just destroy the earth while you're like, oh, yeah, I better not drive today because it's bad for the environment. That type of thing. We need to have a little bit of a shift in the perception of how, protecting the ecology of the earth is. And one big part of that is calling China out and preventing China from just running rampant and destroying the earth. It has to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, sorry, stupid tangent.
And don't let them have military bases in foreign countries.
Yeah, exactly. Also, this is ridiculous. Okay, so now China, of course, is trying to expand into Africa, as we all know. So I'm a little confused. By this. Can we just play it first?
Sure.
Okay, let's take a look at this, guys.
Africa customer David, he has ordered 10 containers butter hair mask for us.
Service, we're clear, very good.
This is my Africa customer David.
Oh boy. So they're playing like that Africa song. What is it? Who sings that?
Shakira. Don't say they're going to copyright us.
Oh, what? No, we took it out.
Yeah, we took it out. Yeah.
They play the Shakira Africa song in the background. Then they use like blackface filters, basically.
To pretend
like it's an African customer. And then they're like, oh, very good, like the service. And
no, not service. Savage.
Sorry, the company.
Savage.
My bad.
How can you not understand that great name, Savage?
Yes, it's pretty savage, what they're doing here. It's horrible. They're doing this, and it's a trend, okay? That's why it's, you're getting...
That is outlandish.
It's so silly, all right? And of course, actual black people are like...
We're clear, very good.
Was it that hard to find a black person in China? Was there no other way? Heck, these are Chinese products. Why do you even need a black person in the first place?
This is our customer from Africa.
Not only that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Come to our factory to buy your stuff. Happy cooperation.
Happy cooperation.
有利家.
Good.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so they're doing this a lot, and I don't understand. Is it because they're trying to sell to the domestic audience in China, and they're saying that they've successfully sold to Africa so you can buy from us?
Yeah, I think that's that. I think also you could here's the deal.
Yeah.
You could, so other foreign countries think they're duping them. Oh, we have African customers. So maybe we can sell to the Middle East. Maybe we can sell to.
No one's buying this though. No one's saying like,
you don't think anyone doesn't believe there's this massive chubby Chinese dude with blackface on that goes, very good, savage, very good, very good.
Well, I mean, come on, like this is just stupid. You know, when it comes to political correctness and diversity and all that kind of stuff, China just really doesn't know what they're doing. It's funny.
I just don't think this is I don't think it's a good way to sell things.
I don't think so.
Even if you're not offended by this, I don't think this is a good strategy.
It's actually just dumb.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you did the opposite, if we put like a Chinese filter face on you and you like put on an accent, something like that.
I'm so happy to have this product. You know, like that.
They would come after, dude we'd get sued.
Number one, we wouldn't do that because that's tasteless.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, the double standard's pretty wild, isn't it? Yeah.
Anyway, guys, excellent.
I want to be ninja.
Yes, that. You could do that. Anyway, before we get into the Q&A, just watch check. What are you wearing?
Oh, I am wearing my Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. I wish we had some close-up footage. Very handsome watch. Very nice. Integrated bracelet. Look at the way the light goes off the bracelet. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it's kind of like fancy jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It is jewelry.
Yeah.
It's a watch.
It's got jewels inside of it.
It does.
It actually does.
Jewels.
Yeah. So I guess it is jewelry.
Swiss made. And one of my favorite watches, by the way, it's available if you look down at our shopping little thing below the description. Is it above the description?
Yeah, I knew that was
below
coming.
it?
I think it's below. Maybe.
You told me to do this, so don't act like this is. Oh,
No,
I knew
I
this.
said
I'm the good guy
check.
because he only
Of course.
Simo collects
Yeah,
his
of course, it's true.
Oh, Simo, put up your watch on the thing before the show. That's what Winston said to me. Anyway, it's available at a steep discount, and we get some of the money too if you click it. So if you're interested, at least go check it out.
You know, something interesting. One of my hobbies is like messing around doing some watchmaking. And I repair watches and fix them up and stuff. And, you know, when you open it up in the back, it'll say like 23 joules, 17 joules. But obviously it's a standard because when you open up like a digital watch, it says 0 joules.
Yeah, it's funny that they have to write.
Why they write 0 joules?
It's like, no.
Yeah,
bad. This is a bad.
Yeah, what's interesting is that I'm wearing my Seiko Arnie.
Yeah, point that out too.
Which is
also for sale.
Yeah, the modern one anyway. This is the original, but the modern one, which is the same. You know, it looks the same. Yeah. And it's actually better in many ways. This actually does have jewels in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a couple. Nice. I can't remember how many, but it does, even though it's an analog dive watch.
That is also down
which is
below.
digital.
So click that. Have a look at it at least.
Digi-Annie.
See if you like it. Also available at a pretty decent discount. I don't want to give the exact number, but both are at a pretty heavy discount.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. I mean, this is my favorite watch.
This is one of mine.
Yeah.
So go check them out if you want to.
Now, guys, it's time for our Q&A, Yamcha, where we answer your questions and you question our answers. Remember, it's Friday, so it's time to loosen the tie and relax. So for those of you who are not watching us live or on the weekend, we bid you farewell. Stay awesome. But for everyone else, let's get stuck in.
Madstar General says, hey, gents, happy Friday. This week's Xiaoban Ho is probably my most favorite episode ever.
Oh, excellent.
Loved every